This is Asher. We're streaming Path of Exile today on Twitch, and it's Tempest League. It's the new 2.0 release for Awakening. It's all very exciting, and I've been playing here just a little bit in League so far. I haven't had as much of an opportunity to actually go forward here, but we are playing as Hope, or at least Hope Against, who's a level 10 witch. Right now we're still in Act 1. We're still early. And Path of Exile, for those of you who are not familiar with the game, it's like Diablo, but much more like Diablo 2 than Diablo 3, and then, of course, you can't talk about Path of Exile without talking about the skill tree, which is pretty basic looking here until you zoom all the way out. And if you played Final Fantasy X, you may remember the junction grid. Yeah, skill tree. Not just choose your 6 skills and go a la Diablo 3. You actually have a lot of meaningful choices to make, and I'm going as a summoner build here, at least early on. You can see that I have some extra skills like Magma Orb, like Flame Totem. That's just to pump out a little bit of damage. I'm thinking about moving over this way, at least to pick up some totem damage or something, and skip over to some of the pretty good summoner things such as Puppet Master. Not entirely standard, but it being so early, I do have enough refund points that I can get later. But what we're going to do today is at least just play a little bit, especially for those of you who are unfamiliar with the game, kind of show you what it looks like. So that is how we are going to start. So if I get some people to join in here, great. If I don't, I don't. But at least we're going to start here by getting the crap shot out of us. And this is not supposed to be that skill. It's supposed to be this skill. Now, a few things just to keep in mind about Path of Exile in general is that it is not a game that is meant to be easy. It's not a game that's meant to hold your hand, but it still is an action RPG like many others. So there are basic rules that apply. You go through areas, you get loot, you have all kinds of good things to deal with that end, but like I said, you get some pretty heavy bosses here. But what I'm doing, at least so far, this is still super early on, and I'm forgetting kind of what I'm trying to do here, just talking at the same time. I have kind of what I guess I could call a weird haphazard, don't have any twink gear because it's a new league build. And what we're doing is pretty much just summoning zombies to be a wall for us, using the flame totem as necessary to deal out additional damage. And then for when things get really nasty, we do have the flying skulls that go around, and it's an ability that I love. If only because it looks cool. I don't know how powerful it's going to be. But later on it will be transitioning to revenants and zombies. Now the thing about Tempest League, and something that I've heard some complaints about already, but I tend to like it, is that there are different little, depending on the zone that you're in, you have to deal with what are surprisingly called tempests. And what these tempests are big whirly things on the ground. Sometimes it's don't stand in the fire because it will kill you. Sometimes it'll be the thing buffs you, but the thing is that it affects your opponents just as well, so sometimes it is strategically advisable for you to stand in the fire, and sometimes it is a death sentence. So there's Chatters, who is a named person who actually, I remember Chatters killing me one time in one of my early playthroughs of this game, because he has a terrible freezing thing here. Now some other mechanics, some of you may have seen some of my old Path of Exile videos, so you might be a little familiar with it. Let's see. Lots of little details to talk about. You have skill gems that you junction or put into your gear. Like right here, I have minion damage along with Raise Zombie and Summoning Spirit here. So this will give 31% damage. These gems will level up as well. And then you can see I have 4 zombie summon where it says you can only raise 3 zombies. That's because of the skill tree, specifically right here, Lord of the Dead. Although I'll probably take this point eventually after taking Arcane Focus. Because you have life, you have energy shield, but you can manipulate all those things depending on where you go on the skill tree. What? Okay, so there is one of our Tempests that we're talking about right there. As it is either that or someone just cast a giant Enfeeble. In fact, it's a Necromancer type enemy. They cast Enfeeble all the time. I shouldn't be so surprised because it'll actually say, oh, there is an Enfeebling Tempest all around here. See, it kind of keeps you on edge, and it's really nice that it's in a hardcore league too, because I can see where those tempests can really, really screw you up. Now, I don't have like the grandest ton of experience with Path of Exile. I actually, if you want to know the truth, I don't have the Scion unlocked, which just may have wiped out all my street cred entirely. But The fact is that I played a ton of Diablo 2, metric ton of Diablo 2. Diablo 3 has been fun, never really kept me though, so this is... I told myself I wanted to really dive into Path of Exile once Act 4 was released. Or that's what I told myself from before, and that's... Act 4 has been released today. Now, I got into the beta, and unfortunately wasn't able to make any good recordings of the beta. But I only got into the beta, let's see, about a week ago. So I didn't really get to test too much. Other than finding a few silly little, like, issues where I'd have lockups or deaths or something. But I mean, what are you going to do? It's hardcore mode. One of the things that I love about grinding gear games is that, except for some very, very, very extenuating circumstances that I haven't even heard of since the release of the game, if you die on hardcore for like a server disconnect or desync, too bad. They're just like, okay, well, roll again, do it again. Whereas other companies would be like, okay, well, it's not really a hardcore mode. If you complain enough, we'll bring everybody back. I mean, like I said, grinding gears of games has done it in the past, but not too terrible. Like, they have a good track record. This is a game that, it's really kind of like a gamer's game. Someone who wants to step up a modern day Diablo 2, but one that's substantially more difficult. But if you can get the right gear, right stuff in place, one that you can definitely achieve some stuff that's just as well as otherwise. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. Let's just drop a totem right here. I do like the single target damage for these flying skulls. I was originally thinking I'd need to do something like Shock Pulse. And then I do have Magma Orb as well, which is okay. I'm losing all my guys though, so... Summon, and we probably need to run because we just got enfeebled. See, these necromancers get really annoying because they will bring everybody back to life. Even the uniques. Alright. Oh, there's 2 of them. That's the other issue. Alright. Fall back, regroup, do it again. And yes, if you're not careful, necromancers will get back other necromancers. I am officially in trouble here. I mean, it's all experience, but you see they're summoning little skeletons on me, and that's not great. Alright. We want to go after you first. Oh, Sawbones. So this is the thing. This is where it gets really fun. You have people right next to each other. You have one unique, then you have another one right here. Now the enemies have energy shields too, and you can see it's very close to killing that guy already. But yeah, Summoner, fun. Chat is 99% cancer of the time. That is true, and then the other 1% of the time is people complaining chat is cancer. I used to play Path of Exile with chat completely off. Oh, it's a good 3-socket. Been looking for a solid 3-socket helmet. Which is probably another detail that I was talking about before here. You have items that you can socket, you have gems that you put in, the gems level up. Then there's the whole currency system. You see the one item that isn't dropping that's a mainstay in these games is gold. Yeah, gold is not the currency in this game. It's all player-based barter system. Everything else now, there is kind of an informal tier or what have you of currency for players, but what it boils down to is that items that you find, you can tend to turn them and flip them into other items, which in turn turn into other items, and there's all kinds of currency items. It's a very interesting economy. And then, of course, speaking of economy, one other thing that's very important to keep in mind with Path of Exile is that it is actually free to play. You can download it, play it right now. But the free to play model is much more in the Dota 2 vein of there are no pay to win mechanics, except for the fact that they are having a premium stash tab sale today, which you can actually increase your stash space. That's really hard to say for some reason. Alright, so Orb of Transmutation, there's a currency item. We'll play around with those a little bit. You can see some of my gems leveled up. Those have probably been leveled up for a while. Alright, so another totem. It's just going to flash fire everywhere. Alright. Let's see what we got. I just want to make sure my stream quality is okay. So far it seems to be. The only times I've really had a really tough time streaming is when there's other downloads or uploads going on at the same time, because I still have fairly awful interwebs. So I guess another question someone may ask is, why'd you stop playing Path of Exile on your YouTube channel? Because I actually did get a reasonable amount of views, especially for the amount of views I was getting in general for my other games. What it just boiled down to was that the game, it felt like the game when I was playing it really regularly not alpha. I didn't play in the alpha. But at that point of the beta was just not really the full game. I really want to hide that video preview. Ugh, alright. But stream quality is still good. Let's go ahead and get our arcane focus point here. Even more energy shield. And that's great for later. Alright, dead end. Wow, that's a lot of skeletons. Alright. Door here. Not a door. There we go. Totem around the corner. It's fun. Now some people were saying, okay, if you gotta go flame totem. And then of course that got people's attention. Thanks to a certain person that was on YouTube before that. I actually watched quite a bit when I was first learning Path of Exile, Ziggy D. I'm not sure if I still subscribe to him or not, but he essentially said, oh wait, here's all this stuff, and what it boiled down to is that Flame Totem was a little too powerful early on. But at least from my experiences playing with it here, it does not appear to be super nerfed like some people were saying it would be. It's still quite effective. And I know you could just as easily say this is earliest difficulty, but as a summoner who wants to summon revenants, one of my biggest concerns is how do I make it through the early part of the game until about the level 20s when I'm in Act 3 without just wanting to die of boredom. And one of my solutions is to use other spells and just kind of have the zombie meat shield, have the floating skull, other thing. They did buff summoners quite a bit in 2.0, at least from where they were before, in terms of things like kill speed, in terms of things like stuff. I don't know. Let's hear. Will this orb? Yeah, orb will blow up everything. Magma orb also does ice damage. Well, it possibly does ice damage when it heals, or not when it heals up. Maybe it was just, that was something that was maybe in the beta that wasn't supposed to be there. Alright, so you can see our basic thing is I can use area damage or something to try and clear out big packs like that a little more. This is not what I was expecting from the upper prison. I've pretty much gone everywhere except for Brutus. Not Brutus, that's the wrong game. I almost said the Butcher. That's really the wrong game. Oh no, it is Brutus. I am so stupid. Maybe it's just because I'm tired. And don't tell me I actually got to the staircase. There's the warden's quarters. I am just that dumb. Alright. Now here's one of these areas that's going to be the same every time you play. Here's your nice blood drag. Here's Piety. Everybody's favorite cosplay character from this game. Yes, it's Piety. No one cosplays Val. Wonder why that is. Oh yeah, there's another thing I want to talk about there, Lockstep. One great thing about this 2.0 is I'm going to be talking over some of this here. You know, I should really adjust the audio while I'm here. There we go, down. That's a little better. Alright. We'll knock that down. Yeah, Lockstep mode. One of the biggest complaints that people had about this game was the fact that you would desync like crazy when you were playing, when things went all to hell. But the thing now is that you can still play with the old mode, and for sometimes it's going to be better, but they actually switched up to where now you can play in lockstep, and desync is pretty much a thing of the past. When the game will stutter for me occasionally, and that is 100% of the time because my connection is screwy, which unfortunately does happen, and I do expect that to kill me in hardcore at some point, but not going to be begging anything about it. Yeah, look at all these lack of enemies. Remember being really on my toes, very Silent Hill 2 feeling, but Warden's Chambers were about to get Brutus, which if you haven't played in a while, Brutus is a bit different from when he was first developed. Let's go ahead. He's going to be right there. There comes the skulls. Alright, now he's going to do a lot of different abilities. He does the hook. But fortunately, my increased damage skulls are going to do a lot of good single target damage here. Because my zombies are about to be eaten alive. Alright. Now I do have plenty of energy shields, so I am okay. And these guys do fire damage, so dead. He does all these crazy interesting things, but I am, what, level 11? A little over leveled for here. Just not so bad. Alright. Gonna get some of the items here. I have a 3-link goat's horn already. So chain belt, I think I may go ahead and try and ID that one. Alright. Looks good to me. Better than physical damage. Iron circlet. Let's see here. I do have a orb of transmutation, which will upgrade a normal item to a magic item. Really tempted to do that with the 3-link circlet here, because I have a better goat's horn than just a vanilla one. But we may have to do that when we get back to the place. Let's see here. 1 to 4 lightning dispels, 3% increased fire damage. Yeah, we may play with that in just a little bit. A lot of people say don't waste your currency on shit this early. It's a little bit different in fresh leagues where there is no like economy to speak of, and it is hardcore. So that all matters. Just going to change the title here just to let people know a little bit more of what this is. Alright. And yes, this will be getting transferred, highlighted over to the YouTubes as well. I hope the video quality on it is decent. Alright, so we're going to have a few quest rewards here. There we go. Warden's dead. Long live the Warden. Clarity. Regeneration to you and your allies, which is not really needed. Summon skeletons, which I can get later. Lightning warp, which is interesting. Flame dash. I guess I could get summon skeletons. I'm not super high on skeletons. You know what though? Clarity may actually be better because I find that I don't like skeletons really at all. And we need an aura at some point. Another nice thing, in case you didn't know, you can actually buy a lot of gems from Nessa. You can see right here. Some of them are X'd out because they're not entirely available, but like, oh, melee splash. That's actually worth getting. 1 orb of transmutation, we have that. So we'll have to start looking for some specific links. Like, I'm not going to get a 4-link right away, but melee splash is actually pretty good for what we're trying to do here. Alright, well, we'll think about some of these things a little bit later on. Added lightning damage is cute, but don't really need a lot of these things just yet. Alright. I guess I ought to identify some of this stuff. Don't have a lot of things with certain sockets here, but you just want to show I could do an Orb of Chance to random rarity. This is actually currency I can use later. I would rather just go ahead and show you, like, here's a transmutation of this circlet. 12 to maximum life, 8% increase in items found, which is pretty good. I'm not going to use an alteration. I'm going to use augmentation. Oh, no space for more mods because it's a magic item. It comes with 2 mods. So I'm not going to re-roll that, but that will be good enough compared to those stats, which, while acceptable, are not really what I'm looking for here. So we're going to keep these gems here for now. Melee Splash I do want to put on both of these, to be honest. Just because that is a substantial increase in damage output. But for now, I do have this Goat's Horn here, which adds a little bit of damage. I do like this one pretty well, though. We'll hold on to that in case we die somewhere, unfortunately. So, clarity. We will just have clarity activated here. Cool. Now, the fun thing about clarity is that it does actually ask you to reserve mana. So that's going to be a thing that we have to deal with. And here's another fun part of the game. Yeah. We want these sockets to work out here, but there's a lot of things you can do in the game that are just called vendor recipes. When you drop certain items on there, you get return on things like alteration shards. If I'd identify this, I'd probably get a few more things. It just depends on what mods are available. But you sell enough items, you get these currency. You get these currency things, and it's all very good. +1 mana on kill, 14. Wow. Whew. That is pretty much superior to this. So we'll do. No, we can't. Can't do that right now. Goat's horn over here. We'll let you go. Alright, where is our home row keys? So I get for playing in the dark. There we go. Yeah, you are pretty much superior here. So we'll keep clarity there. And yeah, because all these goat's horns come with increased spell damage anyway. But additional increased spell damage, at least for a while I'm still casting a lot of spells, is good. Now this is a support gem. It needs to be linked with other things. So right now, unfortunately, I don't think Flame Totem will work with that. But I'd love to find a 4-link, which I'm not going to get in Act 1. But I'd love to get a 4-link item with 3 blues and a red. But I'm just going to have to choose, and I'll probably choose the zombies. Even though the raging spirits hit harder, the zombies are more persistent. Yeah. So anything else before we move on? Probably not. Guess well, I want to be able to equip it on the fly, so we'll keep it there. You know, what's the worst that happens? I die. We do this again. If you don't like dying, don't play hardcore. And this is one reason, at least from my beta experience, that I did want to do more spells here, is that these exploding dogs eat my zombies for lunch because they ignite on death. There's actually no Tempest here either. It's really bizarre. Alright, so 4 zombies. You can see I'm on fire too. Large mana flask. That's decent. And Apam has been going crazy, doing all kinds of things all day. Alright, totem. Totems, totems, totems. My poor zombies. There's a portal scroll. Yeah, I should probably resummon here in just a minute. And I should probably go ahead and do the clarity thing as well. Alright, that's another level. Once again, okay. I guess because I just unequipped the ability for a minute, I lost the ability to do that, or I was using W before. Alright, so we do have a little bit of mana reserved, but I still have an increased mana regen, so I will take it. Alright. I kind of want to stick to the totem plan over here. I don't really feel particularly in danger enough to take these 3 nodes, although I want to eventually, so we'll start working towards Shamanistic Fury. I don't think I'm going to be speccing into totems full on, but the fire totem's pulling enough weight that I think it's warranted, and I'm casting enough other spells. And I can always scrub this later. We'll at least do this first. Maybe I do go for these first. I don't know for sure. One of the things you can always expect is that you're going to screw up builds. Yay! Everybody loves me. So there's the thaumatic seal, which means, okay, we can't go to the forest right now. So instead of finishing this act, we need to go to the other act. Another thing you may or may not be familiar with is that Act 1 used to be far longer. It's not now. so no flame totem yet. We're just gonna try and guess and check our way over here. There's the flames again. Now there's certain, I don't have any like loot sorters or anything on the ground, but there is some stuff that I am looking for, like anything that is well, you can't necessarily tell superior quality items off the ground, but if you have anything that's linked and has all 3 colors and a 3 link, you can get chromatic orbs. Chromatic orbs are things that you'll be using like candy later on. And I do have more gems equipped than I'm really using right now. One reason is just to level them, because leveling stuff is still pretty important. Right, we got, if we don't have a lot of goatmen and we have some crabs, this isn't a terrible level loadout. Alright. Let's see. Yay. Alright, just hitting the update button again. Like I said, I have no qualms if nobody shows up for this. I just find that recording on Twitch is a easier way for me to get some stuff on YouTube sometime without a 720p, but at least I can actually stream in 720p. So that is a improvement. So I just hope the quality is okay / acceptable. Alright. Lots of little flying baby skulls around here. More totems. Magma Orb is not everybody's favorite ability. It does automatically chain, which is really nice for clearing out big old bunches of people. Topaz Ring. I do need to get some resist rings. That's what I was forgetting to buy for Merveil. Merveil, the Act 1 boss. She's not bad as long as you bring Frost Resist. If you do not bring Frost Resist, you can very easily die. So it's kind of one of those are you breathing gut checks. Because she does a lot of frost damage and it sucks. Alright. Zombie. Come on, zombies. Less on fire, please. Like I said, I am curious to see if the little flame totem thing is still a viable build. Because what you do with that one is essentially go full totem, which means being able to drop 2 totems at once, which means you can't cast any offensive spells. I wondered if that could work with summoning, since there are, well, you summon lots of stuff. Alright, let's see. Are these guys going to come over this way? Maybe. Oh, good, they're all attacking the totem, which is great for my little magma orb. Alright, so I still want a 1 blue, 2, or 1 red, 2 blue, 3 link socket. Pretty sure the exit to the zone is this way. Pretty sure I need to get a few more zombies together. Yeah, there we go. So here is the... Oh, wow! So here's a corrupted zone. The Federal Remote Gulch of Smoldering. This is new to me. Players recover life, mana, energy 20% slower, 10% more monster life. Let's go to the corrupted area. Yeah, this is stuff that's new to me because I hadn't played Path of Exile in quite a long time. These are like map mods for things later on, as we're already getting 1 latency spike, which sucks. I hope I didn't just walk into, like, a bunch of enemies, which is exactly what happened. Now see, because I'm lockstep, instead of doing the predictive mode, that, like, goes right up on me. And of course, this is some of my least favorite sets of enemies here. So I do have Flame Totem. Flame Totem is a strength totem. Wow, lots of serpents. Don't normally see those in Act 1. So this will be a lot of fun. Okay, Toro Goso. Goodbye to you. Still haven't decided what my favorite little single target ability is, but at least for now, because I'm casting slower. from the looks of it. So, longsword, 3-link gold ring, ruby ring, decent. Ugh. Amulet. We'll keep some of these things just to sell. Still not getting the links that I want, though. One nice thing about this zone is that it is, I guess you could call, kind of a bonus zone in a way. Because I'm recovering my health and everything slower, but it's... I want more snake guys. They're not so bad. I do not like the little flame hellion devil dog things. Alright. So we are in Remote Gulch, which I guess these don't appear for everybody all the time, and I'm not quite sure where this is going to lead us to anything other than our own demise. But there are the magma orbs, and there are my zombies all being burned asunder. I do actually, I'm a little surprised at how good my mana regen is going with... Uh-oh. This could get ugly in a second if I don't get more zombies. Alright. So magma orb's still good. When I was playing this on the beta, I actually had my magma orb. I had a lot of fire skills early just because I was like, oh, magma orb, let's give it a shot. Okay, so we're going to let ourselves recover here just a little bit. That isn't a 3-link, so we can't use it. That just needs some blue on it. And we got a book and a Val vessel. And Sheik, the maker of floods. Hello to you, prepare to die. I will happily turn you into a zombie. That's a shock totem that I just stood in. It's not too smart. Alright. Show you my fire. Almost there. Dreadwood Scepter, increase elemental damage. Can work. Maybe. So let's see what the Vol letter says. I had nothing, I was nothing. I sold my flesh to survive today. My flesh belongs to my queen. How cute. Ready for the vessel? Val Burning Arrow. Okay, so that's a corrupted ability. And we are going to take that back to town. Fires in the air explodes, dealing damage and increase other nearby enemies. And increase the range for igniting them. Not 100% certain what corrupted means, but that's a quick Google. Saber, which we can sell for a chromatic. I kind of wish those were 3-linked. So yeah, pretty good there. And we do need more of our Zombros. So get the whole band back together again. So that is my first corrupted ability. I think we will go for... the intelligence boost is extra nice too, so I think we'll just go this way. I mean, like I said, I don't plan on using totems permanently. This is really just a beginning of the game thing, and there's enough opportunities to get stuff to kind of wipe your skill tree a little bit. I'm not doing a heavy totem investment. I'm just trying to skip to some other parts earlier. So here's the Prisoner's Gate, which we still have our map, which is awesome. Kind of back to where we were before. Heard some birdie somewhere. So let's get surrounded. Flaming skulls everywhere. Lots of people saying rip anytime anybody dies. I guess that's the level of community that you kind of enjoy in a global chat like this. In a way, it's what I kind of missed about Baron's chat. Is that everybody is an idiot together. The end. So Flame Totem doing a lot of tanking here. Like I said, I think it's good enough early still that it warrants some investment, but I'm not going full totem. Alright, so little skulls floating around. It's alright, you can see the chain lightning just ruining everybody's day over here. Yeah, I'll tell you, one of my just feelings with Path of Exile, and I still feel it even today, even just sitting here, is that it's one of those games that just makes me smile a bit. It really does kind of... Plague Mask. Is that worth it? It's a 3-link helmet. More evasion rating, so no. It is one of those games that takes me back to the olden days of what I just liked about action RPGs. Is the combat like the most fluid, amazing, beautiful thing? I'd say no. The combat in Diablo 3 is probably even superior. But just the depth, the level of exploration, and the knowledge that lots of things can kill you. All very good. And I am really surprised that I haven't gotten more Tempest even so far. So you level up on the minion damage. And here we go. Ship Graveyard. Because we got the Corrupted Zone, I am officially overleveled. Which means I'm not going to really stick around here too much because my experience is not going to be too great. If I happen to run into the quest area for this, because there's Fairgraves right there. If I happen to run to the quest area for this, awesome. I'll do it. Let's see, what items? See, that one's just... I don't really feel like the splash damage there is worth going for that kind of mace. I'd rather get like a little shield. Maybe I can buy something in town. I really should be swapping some of these things in and out. Don't need that many mana flasks. Probably be due to go to town in a little bit anyway. So what are they saying about buying after Brutus? Surely something I didn't do in town. Clarity level up. Yay, more mana reserved. That is a lot more mana reserved. Hello, things that charge. Yeah, it gains endurance charges. That doesn't bother me very much. It's one of those things where it's like, I like my weapon. Who thinks a Plam has this in the bag? I don't know. You can get careless and die at the very end. But that person's probably not going to. Alright. Everybody, everywhere, all over here. So yeah, my totems are happy. These spirits are just getting obliterated by it. And keep in mind, I've at this point spec'd nothing into spell damage. Absolutely nothing. So this totem's just doing work on its own base level. Okay, another little zombie over here. Yeah, it used to be that there was like 2 other zones after this before you got to Merveil. Thankfully they changed it because the pacing was just so slow. It was just, and when you say things being imbalanced, it was actually in fact imbalanced. Like, it didn't work. Alright. Okay, we got curses somewhere. Hello, you. Notice how much my zombies are surviving here compared to the last zone. It's all because things are not on fire, and we have the good old ability that says people don't die until he dies. So let's fix that. See, Magma Orb, not very good for solo. There we go. Yeah, there's your story. Guess what? People do bad things on Rayclast. And there's our entrance to, not Val Town, Merveil Town. Which means our next waypoint. Let's go ahead and hit that, because we can always come back here. and get the quest stuff later on. Yeah, what do you got for me?
You must take your chances.
Okay, Ice Nova, Firestorm, Arc, or Flesh Offering. Flesh Offering is a fun ability for my summoner build. There's plenty of people who say Arc is the skill to go with if you're just trying to make a somebody for your first time playing. But we're going to go with Flesh Offering, because it just fits what we're trying to do. Then we'll just sell some of these things I really need. See, we drop this in there, we get a chromatic orb. Yay! Fish scale gauntlets. Guess I don't really need to worry about that too much. Don't need the fire resistance. It is a rare amulet. Might as well identify that. 13 strength, lightning damage to attacks. Plus 3 elemental resistance versus... and it's mana regen. Well, that's probably better than what I'm wearing now. Alright, so we'll sell you... Sell all the flasks. I'm sure there's something better I can do with some of these flasks. Alright, so I could equip Melee Splash right now. That's probably worth doing here. Okay, we'll go ahead and just put the resistance... What about these gold rings over here? I don't have premium stash tabs. I mean, I kind of hope for just regular stash tab sale one day in the future, but it's tempting. So here's our special currencies. There's your Val Burning Arrow. Cannot be evaded. So that means I may have to try and do something fun with that, but we'll put it up here. Alright, Flesh Offering. Why not? We're not using this slot. So let's see if we can do something where we get some links from Tarkly. That's not in the weapon slot, preferably in the shield. Okay. I can buy this and flip it for a chromatic, so we're going to do that. Oh, so we got blue, 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 blue. Those are all okay. I want something that's not a weapon that has a red link. Even just one. Well, I do want the increased damage with the melee splash. A little annoying. Never have what you want. And I think it's going to stay the same until I level up. You may have something. This is one of the... No, it's all shit I can't use.
Can I help?
Alright. And unfortunately those aren't linked, or else I could go for it. Oh well. Let's see if we can get any resistance rings here. Iron ring, gold ring, topaz ring. Oh wow. Actually does not have any on sale. Well, we may have to look out for that next time, because going into the, like I said, going into the Merveil fight with no resistance is a bad plan. It's a pretty bad plan. We'll go ahead and hit the cavern anyway, because it's going to be the better place for us to level up. Alright, so totem and roll. And we'll check the stores again when there's another level up. Okay, another thing I like about these skulls is that they will go around corners for me. And honestly, I don't often see them attacking like targets where splash damage would be nearly as good as like zombies who will just run into the thick of things. So this is level 12 and I'm level 13, so we're kind of back to the kind of zone we should be in. Alright. Totems, totems, totems. I actually got frozen a little bit. Alright. Yeah, I guess what people were complaining about with the fire totem builds before was that they were a little too safe. Especially in the early game, but I guess the big thing is you just don't really want to be overwhelmed. But here's one of the nice things that I do like that I don't remember from old Path of Exile is you do things like this and then suddenly, look, here is a whole bunch of enemies you gotta kill all of a sudden. It's like a little loot pinata with good experience to boot. So, oh, I was so close. Ugh. Might be worth it anyway. Once again, so close. Don't even think I have anything that can adjust the mods. Or not the mods, but the links. As there's my laptop screen stopping. Alright. These guys are going to want to kill me from that side. Let's go ahead and make this happen. So, Ashen Buccaneer, do you want to die? Yes, you do. Like I said, I have a very healthy life pool and everything. And with Clarity, mana is not really a problem anymore. So I may be able to take on Merveil just fine. Big thing is that I don't want to screw this up while recording. That'd be pretty embarrassing. Wouldn't be the first, though. That was a nice thing about logging in right when everything opened up for 2.0, seeing all the people die like right away, early. It's pretty much just the joy of a 1 hour race. Coming back. Why do I... Oh, like, oh, you're making me wet. Oh, I looked at chat again. That was a mistake. Alright, still nothing. May not be till Act 2 that I get to live that dream. Like I said, I will use a portal scroll just to see. May not engage Merveil till level 14, but that feels a little wimpy. Right, Happy Skulls. There's our level up. Okay, we can do this now. Totems, totems, totems. Alright. And once again, not the links we're looking for any of this. That's okay. Let's go ahead and see what you are. And I guess we can go ahead and see what you are too. Alright. Let's port. Yay, town portal. Yay, little background ambient noises make me think, is that one of my kids waking up in the middle of the night? Alright, so it's very important that we get this strength node because we're going to need it for leveling up our totem a little bit, but we won't need it very much later at all. But plus intelligence is a good thing to have just in general. And this does park us around some pretty good things here. Not sure if quick recovery is much better than just heart and soul. But if we're going to go this way, why not, you know? I look online for ideas, but I never really promised that I would just be sticking to one thing. Right, let's start with Nissa.
Hello.
Please tell me you got some resistance gear. Gold ring, sapphire ring. 1 sapphire ring. That'll have to do. Plus it gives us some strength, so that's okay. So I guess we'll be checking here, assuming I level one more time before we get there. Plus you can actually buy currency, but that's a terrible idea. It's very, very inefficient to do that. Alright, there's no other resistances up here. Said I really like having 2 resistance rings. 1 resistance ring should be okay. Alright, so do we have the links that we are looking for? No, not yet. Anything here? I mean, like I said, I've seen it drop in the wild. It was just on a weapon that I didn't want to use. No, 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 no. Almost, but no. Not really a big deal. Just more a point of annoyance.
What little help I can offer is yours.
Okay. Sell you, sell you. Got our jeweler's orb, reforges the number of sockets on an item. Don't really want to be using that this early, but let's go and put our currency in here, just in case bad things happen. Alchemy shard. We'll keep the shards in here. It doesn't really matter too much. Yay, rare items. Alright. Yeah, there's a lot of little stats and stuff to talk about, but for now, even with just Act 1 running around here. So maybe I could use a chromatic orb to reforge the colors of an item. The problem is that I need also a 3-link. Yeah, oh well. Back to here. Oh wait, we want to go to our portal. What am I thinking? Here we go. So still nothing. Uber laptop, first character in a dead thicket and merciless. Oh good, Splinter Tower shield, just in time to get a just in time to get something that I can turn into another chromatic orb. The reason I'm not using the chromatic orbs now is that you need them later. You need them a lot later. Here's the Cavern of Anger. Not Merveil's home place yet, but we're getting very close. Merveil is a siren, and you can see these naked people saying, "Come on over here, feel me, love me." I guess that's what the siren's call is supposed to be. Because I think Merveil turned the way she did, if I remember the lore right, because she was jilted. Bone offering. I'll have to read what that one does right now. Bone offering consumes a corpse, granting all your minions the power to block both attacks and spells. Consumes nearby corpses, increasing duration for each corpse consumed. Interesting. Well, let's go ahead and try. We have flesh offering. Which one's bone offering? As my guys are just sitting here. So if we do like this, then we do this. I don't know how long the buff lasts on my guys. We do want the offerings to be a thing. Skill lasts 3 seconds. Skill lasts 3 seconds. No, we had to do that mid-fight. Okay. Here's a mid-fight. Here's one. Look, my summons are all so happy and they're sparkly and just it's all well and good. Nothing could possibly go wrong. Alright. Okay. So this buffs their attack. Still decent. Alright. More strapped leather. More items that I'm not looking for. That's the joy of just a lot of action RPGs, is that you're just always going to be looking. Yeah, there's Cancer Chat. Someone's like, "Oh, watch me, I'm streaming on Twitch." Yeah, there's a lot of people streaming on Twitch tonight. I have 0 viewers right now. I've actually had, I think, a grand total of 0 people watch this whole time, which is honestly really not a surprise. Okay, oh, we're actually just about at Merveil. You know what? I'm confident in my build. So we're going to take it on, and if worse comes to worse, we can always portal the hell out. Okay, she's whispering this way to us. Not creepy at all. So we got 2 chromatic orbs here. Which ring do we want to drop? I like having max mana. Life on kill doesn't really matter right now. Alright, so 23% cold resist, which if we look at our character, it'll say it's somewhere. Cold resist, 26%. Alright. Let's go ahead and pull a scroll. It's like Duriel killing you, except it's not. So she does have little weapons that decide they want to come play. She is going to go ham on my totem here. My zombies are just not going to be a thing right now that really matter. I just ran into the blizzard like an idiot. Fortunately, there's not a lot in the way of a cooldown on my totem here. So I can send my happy little skulls in there. Wow, that was a lucky cast. And hopefully bring the skulls in here and make it good. There we go. So she's going to be focusing on the totem. Yeah, this is surprisingly effective. And now we're on to Merveil phase 2. I remember the first time I fought Merveil, I was not expecting a phase 2. In fact, we may be able to down her before she starts summoning all of her buddies. Which is actually a pretty important part of the fight, because corpses are very important for if you're running out of mana. Which I was the first time I was doing this fight, but let's not stand in the water spout. That's really dumb. Now she doesn't have like the same area damage as other bosses named Merveil. You can see she's actually already almost dead. We're about where we should be for level this. She does resist chaos and resist elemental damage, so I'm just making it work. Not so bad. Splash damage would have been nice here. Cool. Soldier helmet as well, which does have armor and energy shield. That'll have to do. Alright, so chain belt as well. Cool. Alright, so she's dead. Let's go ahead and identify this. That does kind of ditch 1-3 link here, but considering I was going to throw melee splash in here with raised zombie. Oh, I just lost all my zombies. Well, we'll get that in a second. And minion damage. Switch that. Then we still get to do summon Raging Spirit. We'll put you right back here. We get all the zombies back. And these guys will do melee splash damage now, because that's how support gems work. The zombie's way more important than my other stuff. Still, good circlet in general. I think I can probably switch these rings back. Although the plus strength is nice. Ugh, okay. How much strength do I actually have? 27. Okay, so I may not be able to level this one too much. Well, I'll be able to level it a little bit more, because you do get some natural strength here. So round shield. Yeah, that's pretty much, I can just sell some of these things and have some fun with it. We want to take the rare. That's actually, it actually looks like a nice bow. Ooh, ooh. I think that's worth keeping. Alright. Let's go and go to the Southern Forest. Oh good, now we're back to Tempest after all this time. And it's Restorative Tempest, which is interesting because being able to have your opponents get healed can be really annoying, but we do have some splash damage right away as we are already surrounded. Since these guys are just not cooperating, this our magma orb might be a little better here. Oh good, so we have a rare pack right away. Fun times. You see I have just Restorative Tempest. I am gaining everything back that I lost before. But the reason you don't typically use too much currency with stuff in the early game is that it does get replaced act to act. Alright, so you can see some of these guys just hopping down from the trees. Yeah, Totem's doing a little bit more lifting. Wow, really? I am not actually out damaging his health regen. Thanks, Tempest. Alright, so see, that affects all of my summons too, which is really bad, or really great. When I say bad, I mean good. Tribal chest. This is going to piss off the locals. But they're just going to stand in the restorative mist and be like, we are healed. See, look how fast they're gaining health back. This is where challenges can be fun. It's like nobody dies now. Greater mana flask. We'll need that later. Okay, everybody be healed. Be healed, friends! I've been playing Brightwing a bit in Heroes of the Storm, and I think reports of her, like, nerfed into oblivion have been premature. She's still good. I think that the best comparison I can come up with is just saying that she plays like a disciplined priest instead of a holy priest now. And some of you have no idea what that means because you didn't play World of Warcraft, which, good for you. But pretty much just relying on her ability to shield people. Like her ability to teleport to people and shield them, it's a massive shield. It's great throughout the whole game. So that's a thing. Alright, I could be using Magma Orb more here, especially if I'm Magma Orbing into a tree, like an idiot. That's great. Alright. Okay, everybody, get your health back. Now, there's not really too much in the way of bosses here. Or there shouldn't be. This whole part of the stage is just we're walking to the level. Or we're walking to the town. That's a lot of damage I'm taking, though. So let's just go ahead and run back in here. Good time to gain a level. Alright, there's a goat horn. Still going pretty well. Except for, you know, the not resummoning zombies. Otherwise, going fantastical. Alright. Almost there. I can feel it. I can feel the dead end. We're gonna have people around here eventually, but for now I guess we get to deal with this. Alright. Oh, volatile Stormblood. Well, let's just stand right in the freaking heal me now place, right? Okay, good. Goat's Horn, not awesome, not awful. Level up on the Flesh Offering, which I'm not using nearly enough. I could be buffing my minions this whole time. But there's the Forged Encampment, so we're at town number 2. No one seems to question the fact that I walk into town with zombies. Alright, so event notice board, here's everything else. Here is the town. There's a lot of people to meet, a lot of interesting places to go. Biggest thing about Act 2, oh, wrong thing, wrong hotkey. Biggest thing about Act 2 is your choice. You can go to the east or the west first, whereas this act is just kind of a straight line. And that's one thing that I do like about Act 2 and Act 3 is that you do have some choice on where you go. Act 2 more so than Act 3. But We'll just talk to the people, get some of our quests eventually. Because there's stuff to do in both directions. Alright.
Those bandits you've encountered out
Bandits, yay. So we'll go ahead and keep popping this way. Okay. Everyone's shouting rip yet again, because that's what we do. Okay, you're not the people I buy from.
Hello.
You're who I buy from. Magic vendor who sells orb of fusing, which reforges links. That's what we want, but we're not going to spend 4 of those for it. Doesn't have too much of the other stuff. I am going to put that one back. Let's go ahead and sell. Sell our goodies. 1 chromatic orb, 2 chromatic orb. We'll just get the little things that... Yeah, we definitely want that one instead of that one. It's less energy shield, but better overall, like, survival stats. And we'll keep that as a twink item. Alright, stash. I don't really need loot or stash tabs yet, but I will eventually. They're on sale! Buy them! Alright. Let's go ahead and keep this one. Yes, even your healing items have magical properties. Alright, pretty cool. Yeah, like I said, I just wanted to show just a little bit of a glimpse of Path of Exile. I'll be playing it more. I think I might stream it more just in the future, because I kind of find this relaxing in a bizarro kind of way, even if it's been mostly talking to myself. Just being able to just play, enjoy, have somewhat of a smile plastered in my face. But that's it for now. This is Asher. Thanks for assuming you're watching this on YouTube since you didn't watch it on Twitch. But that's okay. I said Twitch information. I'll flash it up here in just a moment at the very end. Bloop. There it is. Asher Games, different from Asher Gaming. Who knew? But yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. And yeah, if you have any other thoughts, opinions on Path of Exile, I do highly, highly, highly recommend it. But that's all for now. See you next time.